Hi friends, is this working today? Hope so. Welcome. Happy snow day. Is it crazy outside or what? If you don't have 4x4, a tank, or a Humvee, or an MRAB, if you know what those are, please don't go out. It's really bad out, and I don't think anyone can oversell that to you. But if you plan on going with Lisa and I to the Gulf sometime on vacation, just politely say no. Chris, you need to remember. Because every time we go, we either get caught in a hurricane or we come back in a blizzard. So we're 3 for 3 now. And that should tell us something. But did you see what we did? Did you see what we did? We knew a storm was coming and we prepared. Did you see that? Did you go to the store? Or did you go do a click list kind of thing? We did for the first time and picked up some victuals for when we came back yesterday from Florida at the Gulf Coast, where it was 68 degrees when we left and 1 degree when we landed. And 12 inches later, here we are back together, all in one big family again. But did you see that? We prepared for a storm. Sometimes in life and in the spiritual realm especially, we think storms are aberrations, that they won't come. And that when they do, we get mad at God when they do. We think it's not supposed to be, it's not supposed to happen. God let it through for some crazy reason, that bad God. No, he's always ever promised us so that he could prepare us. And it's we who probably slack on the preparation, at least from the spiritual and discipleship side. In this world, Jesus said, we would have trouble. I'd like to unpack today 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. Understand this. In the last days, there will come times of difficulty. The word difficulty means also tribulation. It means also storms, or specifically a specific type, violent storms. We're seeing that today in our world. This Snowmageddon could have been a lot worse if we were caught in the 1 inch of ice section. We weren't going to make that through if we tried to get a rental car, for sure. It could be worse, or could be higher winds, a violent storm. Not just a rainstorm, but a violent one when trees come down, when tornadoes erupt. A violent storm in the political realm. We've turned a human issue, immigration, into a political issue. I don't think any administration has done enough since several ago. So I'm kind of a little tired of one blaming the other, because everyone's had their chance. Now let's all get on the same page as brothers and sisters and figure this thing out in a more humane way. But Jesus promised storms in the last days. Paul said to Timothy in his last letter, in the last days, the last is the word eschaton. It's like the last days of all last days, the fulcrum of God's will for humankind. The eschaton, even in the eschaton, God's fulfillment of all time, there will be storms. Can you believe that? This is loaded, this passage, with some really big words. In the last days, there will come times of difficulty. That word times is not chronos, it's kairos. And if you've grown up with the church, you all know that kairos is a special kind of God's time. Even in God's time, when God is most active, even in the eschaton, the fulfillment of all things and purposes, the fulfillment or the coming together of all things, there will be difficulty, violent storms. So friends, as much as you got prepared for this Snowmageddon storm, and it is a official snowmageddon, Pastor Chris says it. There's a lot of snow out there. In this official snowmageddon, as you prepared, as you got your groceries, some extra groceries, as you got your blankets out, we got wood up to the house so we could supplement with our wood stove. Lisa, bless her heart, made a little pad out in the snow for our doggies. I did our driveway. Ain't nobody gonna come down it today. I plowed it, or deliver anything. I don't think I'll see an Amazon truck today, that's for sure, but it's plowed and at the ready. As much as we prepared for this storm, friend, get in the mindset now. We need to prepare better spiritually for the storms that come in our life. They're bound to. Someone once said we're either getting ready to go into a storm, in the storm, or we're coming out of a storm. Or we're getting ready to go into a storm again. Or we're in the storm, and then we come out of the storm. When Jesus was asleep in the boat on the Sea of Galilee, I would have loved to seen all the conversations he had after that event. Here the disciples were thinking that they were going to be with Jesus, going on mission with Jesus, and they get caught in a storm. I can just hear him now because I've heard it myself through my own ears of my own voice and others. What do you mean, Jesus? We were doing your will. We were trying to do things right. We didn't deserve this, did we? Yet the storm came. The storm came. You let a storm happen. When we were trying to live most right for you, you let a storm happen. And Jesus be like, huh? Was there a storm? I didn't see a storm. I didn't hear a storm. You know what? To Jesus, it wasn't a storm. He was asleep through the whole time. He didn't even notice. Maybe, just maybe, then that is to be more a part of our life than what we realize. It's not an inconvenience if we're already prepared for it. Going outside, I like to say, well, if you have the right equipment, you're okay. Whether it's rain, sleet, or snow. If you got a good pair of boots, now I'm going to have to talk Lisa into getting me some knee-high boots, because my best boots were shorter than the snow outside my door. As long as we have some good boots, a raincoat, a good hat, warm gloves, we're okay. Friends, if you're prepared for the storms of life, if you built some good foundations, down in the Gulf, they put pillars down deep, and then they build on top of the pillars 8 to 10 or more feet high. They expect storms. Friends, expect the storms even when we're doing God's will, our best way we possibly can. And know that Jesus can handle it all. Even when we notice he might not, so forgive him, because he thinks we can handle it, and it's should be more of the norm than what we treat it as. But even when we get frightened, when we see something that we think's bigger than him, he still shows up. He's not offended. He wasn't offended. What? You didn't think I knew what was going on? Come on now. What? You think I didn't have this all under control anyway? All I had to do was snap my fingers. What? You challenge me? You offend me? He understands. He always understands. If we learn the lessons that are provided through them, I would have loved to have been on the shore when they got to the other side. His name was Jim on Taxi. He used to go, whoa, like that, or your favorite movie character, Don King or Albert Einstein here. They probably came off, they thought of the world's greatest roller coaster. They kind of did. Would have loved to have seen their shocked faces and like, oh, wow, what was that? And then how quickly they shifted. Oh, wasn't that amazing? That was incredible. You're like, they got that down now. Like they didn't panic. But then how they could celebrate with humor. Now, it'd have been really kind of awkward if they acted the rest of their life like they were tubed out and frightened out of their mind from a storm. If they walked around their whole time 24/7 like that, we sometimes do that too. We take forward too many of our woundedness, too much of our woundedness, too many of our bad experiences, too much of the PTSD, too much of our feelings of trauma, and we start acting out of that rather than the feeling of Jesus in the boat. If I got off the shore that day, I hope I would have oh, he's moving again. I'm going to catch up and stay as close as I can. Because if even in the middle of that storm on the Sea of Galilee, if you got down there with him in the bottom of the boat and snuggled up real tight, I think it's okay to snuggle with Jesus. It's not too awkward. But if you put his arm and cloak around your shoulders and you took a nap together, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And you wouldn't have noticed how high the winds were, no matter the wind or the wave. Friends, if you can text Lisa, or if I can see any prayer requests, cool word, good word. Well, thanks, whoever that was. I appreciate you. I got to read upside down because I got to. But check out 2 Timothy 3:1. Remember what I said about the last days, the eschaton. We're in them. And I don't want to minimize, it's a subject for another day probably, the political storm we're in now as a country. It's really saddens me. Politics comes from a Latin word polis, which means people. And I think sometimes we in politics, or people in politics, we forget that everybody, whether you're a law enforcement officer or whether you're hiding on the street because you want to take care of your family, you're still just people. But we people will be in storms. So let's prepare. And we prepare best by changing our mindset rather than one of fear or inconvenience, why is this happening? We remember, oh yeah, Jesus said they'd come, so I'm going to have to get better at this. James, who'd been through his own set of storms, said in James 1, consider it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. If a storm catches you off guard, it means we need a little more endurance, in life, so we're not so stretched thin that we can't handle them effectively, and that our raw emotions take over. Rather, endurance to know with God we can handle it if we stay close. One last tip for the day: if you do a click list at Kroger and want to get some celery, they're all out. I thought, today's a good day to make some potato soup. So we got the ingredients delivered to our door through our daughter. Thank you, Ray. But they were all out of carrots. I just found that funny because I get the ones that are already cut up, But either there's somebody that's got a really big rabbit in Miami County trying to keep him alive through the blizzard, or bless her heart or his heart, who was filling out our order, they didn't really know what carrots were. So you can pray for them. Love you all. Give me a text or a call if you need anything. We're brothers and sisters in this together. Even when we're in the eschaton times, and even though storms turn violent, and even though, and especially when God says it's all a part of my plan. God's grace and love. See you. Bye-bye.